welcome to Big Sister. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Guys, I am here at my appointment, but I am a tiny bit early, so I'm taking this time to talk with you all about a couple of things. So I did a video today and it's called Building a Case Against You, and I spoke about how people go around and they can lie and tell people so many things about you that by the time they get ready to totally do something to discredit you, they have people that they can ask either for witness statements or to speak on their behalf about you, because they've spent months or years telling people lies about you. And we're going to talk about that. What happens when you have a parent that tell lies on you? You as a child, a minor, probably living in their home, or even if you're not living in their home, if you're still a minor, you are maybe staying at a friend's, couch surfing, things of that nature, and you are going through a hard time. You're very vulnerable. Most times you're still living at home with that parent who does things to you, who mistreats you, but they go around and they tell people all types of things about you. Any mistake, anything that you do, any of your failings is going to be public knowledge. Everybody knows your business. You have a parent who makes it their point to humiliate you, embarrass you, tell people about everything that you're doing wrong. They will mistreat you, abuse you, but they're telling people something else. What happens when you're being abused by the parent, disrespected, neglected, but the parent is painting a picture of you being a rebellious child, when what's happening is you're in pain, you're crying out for help, no one is listening. Now, in no way am I saying it's okay to be disrespectful. I'm not saying to curse your parent. I'm not saying to be violent to your parent. I'm not telling you anything like that, because you shouldn't, regardless. You shouldn't curse your parents out. I understand that there are situations where you're like, you don't know my mom, my dad, but I'm telling you, just me, you should never curse your parent, even if they're not acting as they should. I understand that there are parents who they have that title and they abuse it, but always remember, you don't want your parent to bring you to such a place that you begin to lash out and curse at them and be violent towards them, because what they're doing is they're actually changing you. You are being affected by it. And when you get to a place where you will fight your parent, curse your parent, you'll do anything to anybody. What they're doing is they're taking away everything from you and putting you in this base state where you're going to just do the unthinkable, and it destroys you. And what happens? You grow up and have your own family, and you're going to continue with the same toxic behavior. Sometimes, believe it or not, you actually become like that parent you despised. So let's talk about this. A lot of times, a person that has a position of a parent, it is a position of honor. It is unchallenged. A parent is going to get default respect, belief, and consideration more so than a child. So if a parent comes and they say certain things about the child, people are automatically going to believe it. If the parent paints a picture about you, people tend to want to believe it. And sometimes even when they see things that's not right that the parent is doing, they're going to give an excuse for it. They're going to talk themselves out of what's right there before their eyes. That's why there's so many abuse cases. That's why there's so many people that social workers, there's so many cases, I believe, they just get burnt out. And you find a mother that just threw hot water on a child. They take them away for a bit and then they put them back with the same parent, who eventually takes the life of the child. And then all of a sudden it's, right? That's the power of a parent. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to win that battle when it comes to that position. That's a position that parent have. Now, what they choose to do with it, whether they choose to raise you right and have a balance with discipline and love, or abuse you and be evil, that's on them. But what you have to look at is you. What do I need to do in these situations? What do you do when the parent is lying and nobody is helping you? What do you do in these situations? And what the parent does, as I said in another video, is they build a case. So they tell people different things. It may be your friends, it may be teachers, it may be your relatives. It's different people that over the years, they have told them all these things about you. This one-sided narrative, context. They extract and take away all the bad things, negative, poor, bad things that you've done, maybe things that you did out of poor judgment, maybe things you did out of hurt, maybe the way you reacted based on how you've been treated. They're going to just take out those little moments, and they're going to build this monster. And then they tell people all these things about you. And then you have all these people who have this story about you. So when this parent gets ready to send you away to some place, send you off to some sort of institution or whatever they want to do, even put you in a mental hospital if they want to, they will have other people that they can say, hey, you can call these people and talk to them. Or they will get statements from individuals to say, you have been a volatile individual. You've been a terrible child. You have been violent. The parent may do something horrible, and then they're recording you. They're recording you crying. They're recording you rocking back and forth. You're in pain because of something they did. But what they do is they're going to record those moments, and then they're going to spin it. What happens when you're with such an evil parent? What do you do? Well, I would tell you, don't go to school and bully other kids. That's something that happens. I believe most bullies, unless they're just kids they want to just mess with people, and they are out there, bullies are normally a product of their home. They are being bullied and mistreated at home, so they go to school to do it. Now, I'm going to do a video about bullies because it's unacceptable. Okay? I'm telling you, parents, you need to tell your kids, don't tell the teacher when they hit you, dial 911. Dial 911 because it's an assault. It doesn't matter. Crime doesn't have an age limit. You hit me, you threaten my life, dial 911. Y'all have cell phones. Teachers can't be bothered with that. But I digress. Now, what are you going to do in these situations when you have the parent that's doing this? Sometimes all you can do is buy your time. Buy your time. Do what you need to do at home. Go to school. I tell you, focus on your studies so that you'll have the opportunity to maybe go off to college, maybe get scholarships. I also tell people, join the military. People, they'll tell you all types of stuff about the military. Oh, it's this. You don't have to do 20 years, but you can get out that house. And a lot of times people are so afraid to do it because people are telling these horror stories about the military. Normally the people that's telling you all these horror stories about the military are people that were in it and that did not complete it. They got kicked out. They went in with their nonsense. And then sometimes there are people who did go through some things in the military, but they did not realize that they could have utilized your chain of command. Now, the military is not full of perfect people. There are some people who enter the military and they do things that's wrong. And then the person may feel cornered and feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. But that's not the case. The military has a chain of command where you can go higher and higher and talk to whoever. And you don't have to stay in that fishbowl that people try to keep these individuals in and isolate them. But again, that's another video. I'll do another one. I'll do a video on that. But what's the military? Go to them and see what you can do. You'll immediately be away. Have your own money. Have your own medical, dental. You learn some things about yourself. You can get a trade. You can go to school. They will pay for your college. And you get a taste of freedom. And then if you decide to stay in, you can. If not, you can get out and work for the military as a civilian with a job and the trade that you've learned. And goes to them, guys. Your mom, your dad may not want to give you your social security card. They don't want to give you your paperwork. They don't want to give you whatever. It's okay. When you go to a recruiter, the recruiter by default and being a federal employee can get you your social security card. They can get you all those things that your mom and dad don't want to give to you. They don't want to give you your high school diploma. They don't want to do that. Go to the recruiter and they will help you. That's one way to get out of that immediately. And you just hold your cards close to you. Don't go telling people what you're trying to do, because next thing you know, once that parent find out, they'll sabotage you. And next thing you know, you said that you're going to the store to buy a loaf of bread, and you just get right on that bus and get right on that plane and get right to basic, and you're gone. Now, some of you may tell your parent at that point. I'm just being a bit exaggerating. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, and what people need to understand, is that not every parent is good. We need to listen to children. We need to listen to teens. We can't discount them because they're teens. You can't discount a child because, well, they've done bad things, so they're a bad person. Even a person who is not the best as far as in areas of behavior does not mean that they are supposed to be abused and we ignore it. They're parents who are vindictive. They're parents who are liars. They're parents who are jealous of their daughters, jealous of their sons, had their children when they were teens, and now they're blaming the kids for them opening their legs. I didn't tell you to go there and go dry hump with daddy. I didn't tell you to go out there and go dry hump with mama. You know what I'm saying? They're parents that will blame their children and are always talking about the things that they could have done. Well, why didn't you do it? Don't blame me for that. You can't blame your children for things like that. And I want you, if you're a child, to stop blaming yourself, to stop being ashamed and your parents telling you how they could have aborted you. They're evil for telling you things like that. That they should have gave you up for adoption. All they should have done, all I can tell you to do as a child at that point is just to hold your peace. If you have someone you can talk to a counselor, you do that. But you must make deliberate plans for your life. Make deliberate plans for your life. Focus in school. They may home life may be so hard right now. But understand that that world that you live in, that's the world they've created. That's not your future. That's not your reality. The people that's talking about you and laughing at you right now, that's your mama's friend. That's your daddy's friend. That's your mom's friend, your dad's friends, your parents' friend. You're in an environment right now that's not really your reality. You just live in their house. You live in their place. You're just in this little bubble right now that is not your reality. You still have your life to live. So prepare yourself for it and get the counseling that you need. Get it. You have to understand it. If not, you're going to become your parent. If you go through your life being angry and mad, when you meet nice people, you're going to destroy them. You're going to just cling to them so much, or you're going to destroy them, or you're going to be jealous of people who are happy because you grew up in a sad home. And sometimes you can be that type of friend right now. You may have a toxic family, and then you see someone who has a nice family and you're jealous of your friend and you're doing things. You need to stop doing that. And I'll do a video about that. You should not do that. That's that toxicity. That's that negative seed that the parent has planted that's making you behave that way. But I want you to know that all you can do right now is do the best you can in school. If you're not going to school, you need to go. If not, you're going to be stuck and you're going to become everything that your parents say that you would be, because you need your education. Go to school. Join the military if you can. If you're almost 17, 18 years old, you're about to graduate high school and you don't have any plans for school, maybe you didn't do that well or whatever the case may be, or you want to go to college first, that's fine, and be going as an officer later, that's fine, or not at all. All you have to do is be deliberate in your planning right now. And then what you do is you get the help you need, and then you go. and then you live, and then you create a new reality. But you're going to need counseling. It's okay to go to a counselor. It's okay to look online and look at the help things that they have there, because you're going to find that you may have some hostility. You may have some bad feelings within you about some things, but that's because you've been wounded and you've been hurt, and all the lies that that family member, your mom, your dad told on you, and the way you've been treated by people, it has affected you. But you are not a bad person. But you have the choice in whether you become your parent. What happened in their childhood is not your fault. Them getting pregnant as a teenager, you were not there. You did not ask to be here. Them giving birth to you, it's not a favor to you. Any parent that continues to tell you how they could have aborted you, thank God that the Lord kept those beast mentality out of them so that you can be born. And you were born for a purpose. And your purpose surpasses your last name, your experiences, and what everybody else says to you. Play your cards right. Focus. Think of your future. Think of the things that you would like to do, and know that you can do it. The things that you think you cannot do, join the military. You're going to see what you can do. You're going to see that you can run. You're going to see that you're going to be able to do more than that one push-up or no push-up. You're going to realize you're smarter than you think you are. You be around other people. You get to travel the world, go to different places, learn more about yourself. Push yourself and go to college. You'll see that you can do more things. You be around other people. Push yourself and get those job opportunities overseas, and learn about yourself and rediscover yourself. Right now, people are looking at you through pixel vision based on things that your parent has said. But don't give that parent the opportunity to put you away in a mental institution, because what you have to realize, if you're a minor living in their house, that parent can put you away. They can call the state and say, hey, I need them away, and put you in there till you're 18 years old. So don't do things to get yourself in that position. And because they've been building a case, what they're going to do is all the lies and stuff they've been telling on you, they're going to say, my neighbors can tell you, my friend can tell you, my cousin can tell you, my pastor can tell you, because they've been telling people all these things about you, and people just automatically believe them. And sadly, people don't ever think, you know what, maybe this parent is lying. So they put it all on you. Oh, you need to make it right with your mom. You need to make it right with your dad. You need to make it right. And it's all on you. And then the parent is pushing that. In the meantime, still doing evil to you. And that can be frustrated. That can make you act out. But don't act out, or you're going to ruin yourself. And then your parents are going to be sitting there going, you see what I'm saying? Don't do that. Think of your future. Think of your future. And some of you, maybe your parent did put you away. And now you're home. Now you're out. And now you have the stigma, people thinking you're crazy, but you're not. Unfortunately, people don't think not everybody belongs in a mental hospital. Some people simply lied. Some parents made threats. Some people just told the doctor things, and because that's a parent and you're a child, your opinion didn't matter. And then you go to the mental hospitals and they're trying to tell you who you are, and they're not believing anything about you because you're supposed to be sick. You're here because you're sick. So you got to play the game of being crazy just so you can get out. And when you get those opportunities, I'm telling you, when you get out and when you get opportunities to do better, don't mess up your journey. Take your time, play your cards right. You may go through some hurt and pain, but focus on the end game. And when you get out, if you've had a horrible parent that mistreated you, you are not wrong for burning rubber and not looking back. Doesn't mean you have to hate them. And maybe you'll just distance yourself. Maybe you still can talk to them. But when you see that they are destructive, don't let them in your new space. Because what happens now that you are away and you're doing well, what that toxic parent will do, will try to leak their poison in your new environment. And all the friends that you've made and the things that you work hard for, they will destroy it. You have a right to close the door. You have a right to compartmentalize and say, hey, Yes, you're my mom, you're my dad, but I'm not going to have you here. You have a right to hear an apology. And if they don't give it to you, and if they don't, and they continue to blame you, and they show you that they're going to bite your hand, any parent, any sibling, any relative that shows you that they are willing to do things to destroy your livelihood, to sabotage your way of life, your living, your relationship, they're willing to try to infiltrate your friendships, cut them off. They're building a case against you. But you know what? You can overcome it. Play your cards right. Focus. Do what you need to do. Take steps for your future. Because obviously, if you don't do it, no one else will. All right, guys.